Alright folks, quick beginner tutorial on the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. Trying to take too much time into this. Hopefully we can get through this video in about 10-15 minutes. But basically doing it's not too hard. A lot of people say, oh, Rubik's Cube's too hard, it's too hard. After watching this video, if you learn a couple of the algorithms, getting the last layer together, you should be able to solve the Rubik's Cube in about 2 minutes. I'd be surprised if you take any longer to do that. That's basically the beginner method. Once you get to intermediate and some advanced methods, you should be able to do it in under a minute. Some people 30 seconds, getting into the single digits, 9 seconds, etc. With this one, I'm just going to take you through the 7 steps. There's 7 steps to getting the cube back together in the beginner method. First step is to, well, not the first step, but the first thing you need to know is about the cube itself. Now there's 6 sides. Each side has 9 different little color pieces on it. There are 3 different types of pieces. You've got these center pieces which don't move, and so what I mean by that is yellow is always opposite white, orange is always opposite red, and green and blue are obviously always opposite. You can't, doesn't matter which way you rotate it around, you can't change that. You've got these side pieces here, these little cubbies that have 2 pieces or 2 colors on them. There are 12 of those, so 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom, and then 4 around the sides, and then there are 8 corner pieces that have 3 different colors each. So basically the first step in solving the Rubik's Cube is to get the white cross on the bottom. So we're going to solve just a couple of quick ways on how to get the white cross onto the bottom. Next step is to complete the first layer, so the whole bottom layer is going to be done. So the white piece here plus all of these side pieces are going to be in the correct spots. Next step is to do the middle layer, or the median layer, or whatever people want to call it, middle layer. This particular one here is going to be all in the right spot. Next step is to get the cross on the top, the yellow cross on the top. Once you've got the yellow cross, you've got to make sure that each of the 4 pieces are in the correct position. So for instance, you can still have a cross with the orange one being over here where it's matching up against the red, and it's not quite in the right spot. The next step is going to be to get each of the corner pieces into their correct positions. And then the following step, the last step, is to actually rotate the corners so that they are in their correct positions, and in so solving the cube. Good luck! Okay, so what we're going to do here is just quickly scramble up the cube so we can get a bit of a solve happening. Let's just rotate it around and give it a bit of a scramble. Might look like I'm doing a bit weird, probably because I've got my eyes shut. I don't like to see what I'm doing. Just you start to see patterns in the colours and things. It's a bit weird, so I kind of just like to scramble it up. Let's have a look. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to find the white. The white square, the white needs to be on the bottom. That's it. Yellow facing up, white facing down. The first thing you want to look for is some of these side pieces, the ones that have 2 colours. Conveniently, this one is already matched up in the right spot. So what you want to look for is you want to find these white pieces, white and another colour, and you want the white facing up. Alright, pretty straightforward. So white facing up and with another colour. And you want to rotate the top layer around until it matches up with its specific colour. So white facing up with its other colour. We've got that, and then you want to rotate that particular face 180 degrees, and then you'll notice that it's matching up here and it's matching up here. Perfect. Right, next. So what you want to do is now you want to find another white piece, another white colour piece. You want to have it on the top, white on the top. So I had it here. Just move it up to the top, so white's on the top. You want to match it up with its respective colour. Conveniently, that was already done as well. So again, white on the top with its colour, rotate, okay, 180 degrees, and you'll notice now we now have a bar across this way. Right, next. The next step here is you've got green. Green and white, so again you want to have the white on the top, and then you want to match up this colour with this respective colour. So you just rotate the top layer until it matches up. There we go. So it's white on the top with its respective colour, and then you give it a 180 degree turn, and you're going to have, now we've got a T. So we're almost the way to the cross. Okay, so here we go. So now we've got white and blue. So again, you want to have the white on the top. Okay, this is where you have to pay attention. You can see if I rotate this up to get blue on the top, it's actually going to move this red one out of its correct orientation, or out of its correct position. So what you want to do is you want to move the blue up. Okay, so it's up at the top here. Just move it out of the way, move it out of the field of motion, they call it, and then you want to put the red back down again. So you don't always want to try and maintain that cross. You don't want to break it up too much anyway in the beginner method. So you've got the white here at the top. It's matching up with the blue conveniently. So again, you just want to spin that 180 degrees, and you'll notice we now have the cross on the bottom. First step complete. Right, folks, second step is to basically put these corner pieces in to make the bottom layer there. So what you want to look for is you want to look for some corner pieces. Obviously they're going to have three colors. You want to find some that have white. So it's going to be white with two other colors. Pretty straightforward. So you're going to have white with two other colors. And what you want to do is you want to put it between the two other colors faces. So this is red and green. So we've got red and blue. Not good. Okay, so let's rotate it around a little bit. Right, so there we go. So we've got the red and the green corner between the red and the green face. Pretty straightforward. Now what you want to do is when it's in that particular position, you want to have the white facing you. So you can see this white piece is facing me, and at the top here it's on the left hand side. So what you want to do, if it's on the left hand side, you want to move it to the right. You can see I moved that across, and again it was on the left, so you move up the left, move the top back, so you match up the whites, and then you put that back down. Alright? Pretty straightforward. Now we're just going to find another corner piece that has white. Here we go. This has orange and blue, so we're going to rotate that around until it's between the orange and blue faces. You can see that. It's right there. Okay, now this one is on the right hand side. Okay, so it's on the right hand side at the top. So it's on the right, so you have to move it to the left. You move it away from where it needs to be, so you're moving it this way. And then we were on the right, so we've got to move up the right. Move that piece back across, so you match up the white ones there, and then you move that back down. Right, okay, so you'll notice you've actually put that in its correct position. Right, so we're going to find another one. Here we go. So this is orange and green. It is between the orange and green faces straight away. It's on the left. It's on the left. You have to move it to the right. Move up the left, bring it back, and then bring that back down. Right, so you're going to notice that you've actually put that in its right spot as well. Let's try and find another one. Here we go. This is red and blue. And it's between the red and blue. You want to have the white facing you. Again, just going over this over and over and over again. White facing you, so it's on the left, so move it to the right, lift up the left, move the top back over, and then bring that back down. Okay, so you'll probably find that we've done all four, so this whole entire layer is done. Okay, so you want to match up these colors again, don't mix it up too much, and then it's on to the next step, doing the middle layer. Alright folks, moving on to the middle layer, second step, third step, whatever you want to, wherever we're up to in the path there. Let's see. Now, this particular step for doing it here, it involves the same moves as the first step, where you've got the white on the left. You want to move it to the right. So I'm not going to go over it too much because it's the same steps. So before you do that, what you want to look for is you want to find a centerpiece that has two colors and does not have yellow. That's pretty much it. So you can see this has got blue and orange. That's one of the ones you're looking for. That's got yellow. Forget about it. Here we go. Green and orange. That's a good one there. And that's got yellow. So forget about it. So what you want to do is you want to find one that's got two colors, like this one here, that has no yellow, right? So here. So what you want to do is you want to match it up with its respective face. So it was in the right spot, but you can see blue and orange. So you got to rotate it around. Okay, so the blue matches up. Okay, so if you have a look on the top now that that's matched up, you have a look on the top. That color there is orange. So if you look to the left or the right, left to the right of that particular piece, it's going to be one of those two colors. Okay, so orange is there, so orange is here. Again, before, we were saying you have to move it away. If it was on the left, you move it to the right. If it's on the right, you move it to the left, etc., etc. So this is here, and the orange is here. So the orange is on the left. So you want to move it to the right. Okay, lift up the left, because you moved it to the right, lift up left. Move it back. Okay, so the blue matches up again, and then you move it back down. Pretty straightforward. So now you have, so now you notice you've actually knocked out one of the white ones. No problem. So you have the white one facing you. Again, same moves as the first layer, first set of steps. So you've got the white there. So the white's on the right. So you have to move it to the left, lift up the right, move it back, and then move the right back down again. Straightforward. Right, here we go. So now we've got a two-pieced color that has no yellow. It's got orange and green. It's matching up with the one here, so either one of these sides is going to be green. So there's the green there. So you want to move it away from the green. Lift up the left, because we moved it this way, so you want to move up this one. Move this across, matches this up again, and then move it back down. Okay, so now you notice there's the white one there. The white one is out of place. It's on the right, so you want to move it to the left. Lift up the right. Move the top back over so the white matches up, and then bring that back down. Okay, hope that's clear. Seems pretty straightforward. I mean, I've done it about 1 billion times, but here we go. Let's look red and green. Just got to keep rotating around till this green one mixes up. There we go, green and green, red, red. So on one of these sides is going to be red. That's orange, that's red. So you want to move it away from the red. So there's the red there, so move it away from the red. You moved it to the right, so you got to lift up the left, bring it back over, bring this down. Right, done. Oh, there's the white. Cool. So the white's on the right. So basically, bring that over, lift it up, bring it up. and down. Same moves over and over and over again. You're just going to keep doing it over and over and over again. Let's find another one. And we go, oh, we've done 4. There we go. So there's the bottom 2 layers done. So now it's on to the yellow cross, which I've already got. Might just mix that up a little bit. No, it's rotating them around. I have to. There we go. It's a bit better. Cool. All right, everyone. Now you've done the bottom 2 layers. It's onto the top layer. Now, a lot of different videos, you're going to see things like, algorithm for this and steps and methods for that. To get to here, with the 2 layers, there's no algorithms to remember. You just have to remember if it's on the left, move it to the right, lift it up. I mean, it's pretty, it's pretty straightforward. Unfortunately, with the last layer is where you have to learn some algorithms. There's no way around it. I try and make them easy as possible, but the basic facts are, if you want to get this together, you need to know what they are. So, when you've finished those 2 layers and you have a look quickly at the top, you're going to notice it's going to be in one of 4 different configurations. The first configuration is going to be just the square. So again, we're not worried about the corner pieces, we're only worried about the cross, because that's all we're doing at the moment. So you can see we've got this L sort of shape here. It'll either be in the L, as it is now, it'll be in a bar, completely across, like this way or this way, completely aligned, or it'll be in the cross. You can't have just one yellow at the top, as in just these 2 here. You can't do it. If you look up and you notice it is like that, then you've actually made a mistake, and you'll find that one of the bottom 2 layers is not done correctly. So go back and check that, and then come back to here, and you'll notice that you'll have either, as I said, the dot, the L, the bar, or the cross. Now, with this particular algorithm, to get to the cross, it's done over and over and over again. So, for instance, what I mean by that, I guess, is if you have the dot, you do the algorithm once, then you'll get the L. You put the L in the right orientation, you do the algorithm again, and you'll get the bar. And then you do it again, and then you're going to get the cross. That's basically the way that works. So it's a step-by-step from dot to L to bar to cross. So if you get up here and you've already got the bar, great. Do the algorithm once, and then you'll be at the cross, and then you continue. At the moment, so I guess we're halfway to getting to the cross here. The thing you need to remember with this L is you always want to have one of the pieces on the left-hand side. So you always want to have one here. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether it's the bar or whether it's the L or the dot. I mean, dot doesn't really matter. You can just do it in any configuration. But for instance, I'll show you. This has to be here. I'll do the algorithm once, which I'm just going to quickly show it to you. It's front, right, prime, up prime, front prime. Okay, now we've got the bar. I know I went a little bit fast there, but I'm going to take you through it again because I've got to do it another time before I can get to the cross itself. So it is what it is. You always have to have the bar. Remember, you always have to have one on the left here, so you can't hold it this way. You have to hold it this way. You can hold it that way, it's fine, no problem, or this way. But you always have to have it in a bar. Now, the algorithm is, I'll probably put it in the description down below, but basically it is front. When I say front, it's the one that's facing you, front, and it's front clockwise. So you've done front, okay, and then right, so right, clockwise, okay, up, so up, clockwise, okay. And then what you want to do is you want to do, when I say prime, a lot of people say different things, or they say right dash or whatever, and I'd say right prime, just the easiest way for me to remember it. So right prime, so right anti-clockwise, okay, up prime, so up anti-clockwise, and then front anti-clockwise, okay. So then you notice we've got the cross. Okay guys, we've got the cross. Now we've got to make sure that each one of these 4 pieces are in their correct positions. So what you want to have a quick look for is you want to find an orientation where 2 of these are in their right spot. So that's red and orange, red and blue, no, no, no. Okay, so keep twisting it around and you'll find, no. Aha, here we go. So now I've got blue and red together. These are adjacent to each other, which is great. So what you want to do is you want to have, if they are adjacent, you've got 2, I've got this one and this one. They're in the right spots, these 2 are in the wrong spots. So what you want to do is you want to have one facing away from you and one facing to the right. There will be cases where you'll have them opposite as opposed to adjacent. They'll be this way or this way. If that's the case, you still want to have one facing away from you, but then you want to have the other one facing towards you. And when you do this algorithm that I'm about to show you, what it'll then do is get them so that they are adjacent to each other. So again, before with the dot and then the L and the line and the cross, you can make your way through. You'll have them opposite, then you'll have them adjacent, then you'll have them in the same spot. So it's the same algorithm. It's not like it's a different algorithm to move from this one to there. Not in the beginner method anyway. So we've got here and here. So you want to have one away, one to the right, and the algorithm is right, up, right prime, up, okay, right again, up, up, right prime. Okay, I'll put that into the comments down below, but basically what that's done is it's actually put them into their correct position in relation to each other. What I mean by that is when you have a quick look, you're going to notice that's green, that's red, they're not actually in their right spots, but if you give it a turn or two, there we go, so we'll notice that all those middle ones are now in their correct spot. So we've got the cross and we've got them in the right spot. Right, now onto the corners. So, onto the corners. Basically, again, what you want to do is you want to have a quick look and see if any of them are in their correct positions already. So this particular one is yellow, green, and red, and it is in between the yellow, green, and the red. So that's actually in the right spot. That's in the wrong spot, that's in the wrong spot, that's in the wrong spot. Now again, with this, you're always going to have one, all, or none. There's no situation where you're going to have two on this particular Rubik's Cube. So in this particular case, you can go, that one's in the right spot, that one's in the wrong spot. You know that the rest are in the wrong spot, okay? So what you want to do is you want to keep this one in the top corner. Now this particular algorithm starts with a U. So I don't know if you remember the first algorithm we did when we were doing the cross at the top. It was FRU. That was the first three steps, front, right, up, FRU. So then the way I remember it is there's three main algorithms to doing the top layer. First, second, and third, obviously. So then front, right, up. That's the way I remember it, front, right, up. So the first algorithm that you do is you do front, right, up. Okay, so that's what you would have done, front, right, up, those steps. The second step to get these into the correct position starts with an R. I hope you see where I'm going with this. So F for the first, R for the second, U for the third. Front, right, up. Steps 1, 2, 3. So this is the third step, so it starts with a U. I hope that makes sense. I'll put comments in below. That's the easiest way that I can remember it. But the algorithm itself is, to rotate the corners around, is up, okay, right, up prime, left prime, up, right prime, up prime, left. Seems complicated. It's really not. I hoped to have to do it again, but they're actually in their right orientations, or they're in their right positions at the moment. So what happens is this particular one stayed in the same spot and these all moved around. If you had done that and they were still in the wrong spots, keep this one in the right spot, keep it where it needs to be, and you do that same algorithm again, and what it does is it basically rotates the corners again. So I'm like, okay, so I'm not quite in the right spot, do it again. You can just keep doing it. No, not in the right spots. You basically just keep moving around. From memory, what it does is it actually just rotates these three pieces. This one stays in the same spot, and it rotates these around in an anti-clockwise position. So for instance, if this one needed to be here and this one needed to be here and so on, you could sort of establish that you only needed to do that particular, algorithm once, and it would be done. But that's done now, so I'll show you how to rotate the corners. Alright kids, we're pretty much at the last step, which is just rotating these corners. We've done the front, right, up sort of solution. Front being moving the front first, right moving the right first, up moving the up first. And here we are up to rotating the corners. So basically you just want to pick a face, whichever. Let's go with blue. We'll have blue facing us. Cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this corner on the top. How I do this is basically just we're rotating this one, so bring the right down, okay, move the bottom across. You can use your ring finger, move it across, okay, bring the right back up, okay, use your ring finger on your other hand and bring that back over. Okay, so if you want the algorithm or the sequence, it's right prime, D prime, R, D, okay. R prime, D prime, R, D. That basically, you'll notice now, this is actually in the right spot. Don't worry about what the rest of this junk's doing down the bottom. This is in the right spot. Now keep the blue facing you. I said pick a side because you don't want to start rotating the cube around. You want to move these ones into the right spot. So you move this guy around. It's here. You follow that same sequence. R prime, D prime, R, D. 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 Aha! Now you notice that's in the right spot. Okay, before when I was saying don't worry about this other junk is doing, you'll notice the bottom layer is still intact. Occasionally, it's still intact at the moment, which is great, and we've got two pieces to go. So again, blue still facing me. Bring this over. Okay, this is here. This is the one you want to be rotating. R prime, D prime, R, D. R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D. Now you want to make sure that you never forget to do that last step. A lot of people, sorry, you notice I just rotated that top one around because it needs to be here in order for this to work. A lot of people, they go, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they go, oh yeah, oh, 1, 2, 3, and they keep it there, and they're like, oh, I've done that one, and then they don't actually do that last step to get that back into the correct orientation. Make sure you do it. So it's 4 moves. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Oh, pardon me. Anyway, that'll get the rotation of the corners together, and that'll hopefully solve your cube. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just follow those 7 steps. Good luck.